What's going on, guys? Tim here from SSG, and I'm here with.
Jake Halverson.
What did you do, Jake?
I got 6th place at the Maine Regional playing Eldich Synchro.
Eldich Synchro. All right, sweet. Let's get a deck profile.
All right, token. It's me. I broke it up by engines, so let's start with the hand traps first. Played 3 Ash, 3 Ogre. This card was like fine. It's a tuner. 3 Mourner. Same thing. You want to play all the tuners because I didn't play Sangan, so I needed to normal a hand trap a lot of times for combo. 3 Valor. Kind of. 3 Nib. This was the best one. If you only open 1, this is the highest chance of stopping their turn, and if you open 2, it's usually game if you have this with like a Valor. Gamma and Driver. Another really good one. I like these 2 are the best. The high impact ones are nice. And the 1 called by. That's it for non-engine. So 18 hand traps, 1 brick, 1 called by. So a third of the deck is non-engine.
How was Mooner?
Mourner was honestly like pretty good. It's the bootleg Valor, which was nice. You can't add it off ruler, so it's not as good. But in some scenarios, it's actually better. Like it didn't come up, but against Despia, if they branded the opening and you have Valor in the draw phase, you can't use it. But Mourner, you could. So it comes up sometimes. And again, like it's just another hand trap. All right, next is Punk Engine, either the best or second best engine in the game. We got 3 E-Telly. Put that to 1. Broken. 3 Foxy. 2 Zay. 1 Ogre. 1 Deer. People aren't playing this. You have to play this because, especially if you're not playing Sangan, if you have just Foxy and like a brick hand, you summon this and search a card, and then you pass turn because you have nothing. But if you play Ogre, you summon Zay, add Ogre, discard Ogre, add Zay, and it makes Foxy actually a 1-card combo. Especially in 60. Like if you're playing 40, you probably don't play it. But in 60, there's no reason not to play these. It's an easy side out going second. You actually normal summon this a lot, which is like pretty funny. Like over your souls or like a random extender. You just normal summon that to make ruler. Okay. The other broken engine, Brave cards. So standard, that, and then the Foolish. So you have 7 ways to get to it. Drawing this is like okay, drawing this is like okay, this is bad, and these are pretty damn good. If you have E-Telly plus right, it's kind of an FTK. Like it plays through 2 hand traps on its own unless it's like Imperm Nib. The other engine. The deck is all engines. Souls. I actually could have played 3 of this. This card was really nice. Add off ruler, pitch Eldlich cards, dump your bricks, and then with Brave it's Pot of Greed. So this card, I maybe would play 3. I don't know what I would cut, but I really liked this card. The bricks, 1 red rose, 1 rocks, 1 of that for the rose stuff. This one's not a brick, but this is terrible. Jet, Destrudo, Snow, Scythe. Yeah, it's a Scythe deck. Feels bad, but you kind of have to play it because it's a win button. It's nice to not have to think. Like, okay, you make the Scythe and you win. Save your brain power for the ones that are hard. And then, lastly, the Eldlich cards. So 3 land, 2 sanguine, 2 conch, 1 hawk, 1 lord. I was playing 3 conch and 3 sanguine, and it was pretty good. I think if I played 3 souls, I could maybe cut 1 set of hand traps to add the 3rd sanguine, 3rd souls, and 3rd conch, because there's synergy there. You never want to draw these. You always want to mill them. And they're insane if you mill them, and they're pretty insane if you pitch them off Foxy, but if you draw it and don't have those cards, they just don't do anything. This is the worst one, so I only play 1. Only play 1 more because he's kind of a brick. And this is actually pretty good on its own. Usually the Eldest cards, you need to have both to do something. But since this is level 5, if you have Halk Dagda and they imperm your Dagda or like Cyclone your Scythe, other stuff like that, you can use the Wonder Magician and your Trap to still make a Barone. So it makes this actually not that bad. Yeah, so that actually came up against Sword Soul. He had the Chalice for my Dagda, but I was still able to make the Barone, so I was able to negate the normal. I won from there. So They were pretty nice. You can side some of them out. And then this card's nice at breaking boards. I mean, you add Lord, pitch Lord, pop a card, summon Lord, beat over a card. That's it for the main deck. Let's do extra deck next. So, Synchros. 1 Herald. 1 Wonder. 1 Riser. My extra deck is not correct. Please don't copy this. 1 Ruler. It's like really greedy. I didn't play really any utility cards. 1 Hot Red. 1 Barone. 1 Chen Ying. 1 Punisher. 1 Vampire. 1 Anima. Dagda. Halk. We'll go up here. Celine, Access, and Apollo. So you probably should play the Charmers, especially Lina, because your traps are light. And Unicorn would have been really nice. I didn't need it, I guess, because like my one loss was my own fault. It wasn't because of my deck. I just misplayed and threw the game. But it would have been really nice to have a Unicorn and the Charmers. I made every single monster except for this. And I think you have to play this because against Despia, they make a Masquerade and they just lose because you one punch man them with this because it goes up to like 11k and you swing into Mirror Jade and they die. The other level 10 is nice because if you have Right plus Halk, you already make the Barone. So you want another 10 after you summon Scythe and use your Wonder to Synchro. Having the second 10 comes up. And sometimes you just brick wall them with this. They can't kill you because they don't have an out. And it means you don't die. And if you don't die, you win because you're playing Eldlich. And this, I'm always scared to make this because, like, not Right, Enchantress, Therion cards. There's a lot of cards you don't want in the enemy's grave. But sometimes your hand's really, really, really bad. And if you just pass on Halk Dagda, that's probably not going to win you the game because people are going to have an out to that or the hand trap. So you just, like, Hail Mary, make the Vampire. And it did win me the game that I made it. And, I was against Hero, and I milled Shadow Mist, Mally, Denier, which is like worst case scenario. I even said before, I was like, I'm going to mill like the absolute worst possible cards I could mill. And I still won because I milled like a Destrudo, an Eldlich Trap, and Enchantress.
Wow, nice.
And whatever you're going to mill doesn't stop Scythe, so you don't really care. But it is definitely scary. I would not make this blindly. It does give knowledge of their deck, so game one it could be good, but if you mill like a bunch of Therion cards and Enchantress, you're going to cry. And let's go on to side deck. I don't even have comments on the side because I saw one side card the whole day and I discarded it for Eldlich. So 3 Crow, just another hand trap. It's good against Despia, and I had a lot of hand traps that are bad against them, like Nib and Ogre. And then against the combo decks, if you draw it for turn, you can like Crow the Scythe. And if you pair it with another hand trap, it's usually enough. Usually 2 hand traps will stop people. Unless you're me. I played through 3. I played through double Empire and Valor and still Scythe the guys, so watch out. 1 Collector, because you can dump it off of Riser. I hate Flunder. Didn't come up, but I couldn't resist playing this because like I really, really, really hate the bird deck. And it is a free win, and I think you do want to play like as many free wins as possible. And this way, like if they have, there's other decks too, Salad, Dragon. So if they have the out to Scythe, you summon another Floodgate. And they're not going to side back row hate, even though you're playing Eldlich. Because the Eldlich cards are not what wins you the game. They have to stop Scythe or they lose on the spot. So that they can have Cosmic maybe, and they're still going to Cosmic the Scythe. They cannot side in Twin Twisters or Storm. Like they're not going to have an out to this. At least they shouldn't. They might. Speaking of Storm, 3 Lightning Storm. This is definitely wrong because I already lose the anti-spell, so I need chainables. This should have been a Cosmic. But better have it. So I wanted to play the blowouts. More blowouts. I played 3 evenly. I'm playing 60, so I'm not going to see a lot of side cards in general anyway, because, I mean, like if I side 8, and here's the other 2, the one-ofs. If I side 8 back row hate cards in 60, like I'm probably not going to see them, so they need to be high impact. So this, and out's a Floodgate, it beats over stupid stuff. It usually trades 1 for 2, and if I can trade favorably with their cards, I can grind it out. This card's broken. Just says you win if they're playing a trap deck and they don't have Judgment. And then these are the blowouts. So I sided, I didn't even side that much all day. I only sided like 4 cards a matchup, 0 to 4, because I played against all combo or mid-range. So it was mainly just side 3 Crow, 1 Pankra. The only time I saw a card in my sideboard was I drew the reboot off of Souls after I already got Sanctum, so I just discarded it. So this could have been anything, and it wouldn't have mattered because I didn't get to even see them. But in theory, it should have been pretty good.
Do you remember what your matchups were?
Yeah. Round 1 was Plant Deck. I lost die roll. I 2-0'd him. Nibiru is a good card. Round 2 was Joytron. That was my scariest matchup. I won the die roll, and he still almost broke my board game 3, but we made it. Round 3 was Sword Soul. Lost the die roll, 2-0'd him. Mourner was actually crazy in that matchup because he made a Chow Fang, like a light Chow Fang, and if you have Veiler, it doesn't work, but I have the Mourner, so he just gets stuffed and loses. Let's see. And then I played against Plant. I won the die roll and then played horribly and got 2-0'd, so I deserved that one.
The Sun Avalon?
Yeah. The Sun, with the Therion, Brave. Just
How real was it?
I don't think that's okay. I think that deck's a meme. I saw a 60 card one that actually looks really good, like with the punk cards. But in a best of one, it's probably good. But we play matches, so one of the 2 games that you go second, it's either gonna brick or your hand traps will stop it. And that was my experience. And I did get 2-0 by that guy, but I played like completely wrong. It was definitely winnable. So I still think that deck sucks. Don't play that deck. Next match was Heroes. Lost die roll, and he let me go first because it's Heroes. And I was like, oh, I win. I go first. Then he just super powered me and killed me. But I won the next 2. So I beat Heroes 2-1. And then I played against Mystic Mine Sky Striker, which I hate. Nobody likes playing against Mystic Mine. Won the die roll. He opened double Imperm Veiler, but I had right plus E-Telly, and he used his Veiler at like a weird time. He Veilered the Griffin on summon. Don't do that.
That's odd.
Yeah, it was really weird. So he Veilered the Griffin, he hit the Zeoman. I just like normal on Ogre, I make a Barone and then make Needle, and now I have the negate for his Imperm. Oh, sorry, Hauka Fibrax is not Needle in TCG. And then game 2, I got Sanctumed. But I had Lord, Brave, and Souls, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to scoop, I'll try. Drew Reboot off of the Souls, so I just pitched it for my Lord. That felt pretty bad. I left him with the Scythe because he had Engage in hand. I was like, okay, well, he can't just shotgun the Engage. And I can just summon my Griffin back from hand on his turn and negate the Engage, and I hopefully win. He just drops a Mystic Mine. I was like, okay, 2 Floodgates back to back. And then I out of the mine and just killed him, so I 2-0'd that guy, which felt really good. And then my final match, which should not have been that hard, but surprisingly was Pure Zombie. I won the die roll. I won 2-0, but both games, I got super polyed from the zombie world because I didn't negate it. And you think game 2 I would learn my lesson and negate the zombie world, but I was like, oh, he doesn't have super poly again. He did. So I had to grind it out, but I had Nibiru both games, and Rock's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. It wipes the whole board, and then again, if you don't die, your Eldlich cards offer a lot of grind. That's why I picked this over the regular Punk Adventure deck. I didn't like it when I was testing it that you either make the board and win, or you don't and lose. And if they break it, you also lose. And people are playing Droplets, they're playing Imperm Chalice. People are deck building around beating Scythe. They're going to have the out. So I wanted to have a backup plan. And I like that the Eldlich traps also, you can, if you have a hot red and a trap, you can negate Droplet and Dark Ruler. So I really like that this deck, you can't really get blown out because you have a disruption on board. You have the Scythe. You have a Snow Engrave. Ideally, you have back row and a hand trap as well. So your disruptions are so spread out, they can't blow you out. And if your combo works, you just win. And if it doesn't work, then you play a control deck and you try to grind it out. So I thought this deck really had no weakness. And I only bricked once all day, and I still won the game because it was against Pure Zombie. I was able to grind it out. But the deck was really great. I wouldn't change the main deck. The extra definitely needs to change, and the side I have no idea because I didn't see it.
What would you change for the extra?
I feel like I should be playing Lina. I don't know if I need to play the Cheng Ying. It might be win more. Because if you have a Barone and you resolve Scythe and Wonder, you probably already win. You probably don't need this. But it did win me a couple games. That's kind of confirmation bias. But every single card in the extra did come up besides the Psychic Punisher. Yeah, you could maybe cut this, but I feel like against Despia, it's such a free win. You just play it. And some decks don't have an out to this. So, against Dragon Link, if they make Boral End, I can't out the Boral End. But I can make a bigger stick than them. This has more attack. And I just sit there forever until this has more attack. Until it has 12k attack, and you one punch them, and they die. So, in theory, it's really good. But one of these could be a unicorn, or you do a unicorn and a Lina. I'm not sure. But I didn't need it. I did win without it, but I think the unicorn would have been nice. And to have another Link 3 for the Borderland. And the access code, sorry.
Any shout-outs you want to give?
Obviously to Silverstorm Gaming, my man Tim. Team Easy Dubs, you don't know who we are, but you will see us at bottom tables at Nats. Come say hi. My man Justin gave me a pep talk between every round because mentally I cannot handle the game. I just freak out each round. Even if I win, I'm like, oh, I'm going to drop. Oh, my God, I can't do it. My boys Ken and Aaron took me for a walk before the final round when I was freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to play against Trap Deck and just lose. Like, why don't you come outside, take a walk, take a deep breath, eat this granola bar. I had no food all day, so shout out to Ken for the granola bar. And all the boys at the locals. Really, really good group we play with. Let's Play Collectibles and Merrimack Games. Both in New Hampshire, those are shops I play at, so shout out to them as well. Yeah, we have just a really good group, really good community. A lot of good players, good testing, and good people.
This is your first stop. How does it feel to finally get there?
It feels good, dude. I actually didn't even want to go. Like, went to bed at like 2 in the morning after a potluck on Friday night. I was like, oh, I'm just going to play like the fun deck. I actually didn't think this deck was good. Go lead into it. I thought this deck was like super RNG, like slot machine deck. Like, like you just mill a bunch of cards and hope that you mill good. And I was like, okay, I'll just lose as quickly as possible, and then we're going to go get Hibachi and call it a day. And then I just kept winning. I was like, oh, maybe this deck's kind of good. Like, sometimes you mill crazy, but even if you don't mill crazy, like the deck is just good in general, which is kind of wild to me. So I think I'll keep playing. I liked it. Yeah, it feels good to finally get a top, and it's nice to do it on a combo deck.
Awesome.
That's what I like to play.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
All right, Tim from SSG signing out.
Peace.